In this part, we are going to talk about the for loop, and this is going to iterate repeatedly through a sequence. So it will loop through the list, tuple, dictionary, set, or string. And for example, there is a list of fruits, which is apple, bananas, and orange. And you can create a for loop. So this is for x in fruits. You can name this any name. For example, you can name it y or h or a. It's also okay. So we can execute this. You can see it will print out the name, the apple, bananas, and also the orange. So for example, we can change this to item, and you change this to item. It will also output the name, output each fruit. Sometimes you do not need to think about the name, so you can see many people use the underscore instead of using x or even items. Because you will not print the items, you just need to print the same sentence or other things. So you can see it will also write this sentence 3 times. So now you can see there are 3 sentences here. Because there are 3 items, it will output 3 sentences each time in the loop. And there is also another things that we can do, because actually we do not output any fruit at last. So actually we can use the range instead, because we output 3 times. So we can use the range from 0 but not include 3, and then we print I love it. So you can see it has the same result. It also has 3 sentence output here. And if you remember, we have learned about the operators, the compare operators, and also the arithmetic operators, which is mode. So in this example, you can see we can count the number of even numbers. So you can see the list has 26, 65, and so on. And we can set the even count is equal to 0. And we can loop through the list. And if this mode, the modulus 2 is equal to 0, which means when the number divided by 2, it has the remainder equal to 0, which means the number is divisible by 2. So if this is divisible by 2, then we will add 1 to the even count. So it will loop through it, and then we print out there are even count, there are 3 even numbers, and you can see actually there are 3 even numbers. This is 26, 52, and also the 40. So you can see each time when 26 pass on it, can calculate that this is divisible by 2, and then it add 1. So the count is 1. And then when this is 52, it will also add 1 here. And 40, it will also add 1. So we can see this by print the even count inside the loop. So you can see we add the print even count under this line, and remember to have a tab here, the indentation, which means this is under the if loop. So now if we execute this again, you can see the first one is 1, and 2, and then 50, and then this is 3. And you can see in this list we can add something. We can add the even count and also odd count. We set this, the initial number is equal to 0. And you can see the else, if this is not divisible, then this must be odd number. So the odd count is add by 1. So actually these two is the same. you can use the even count per equal to even count plus 1, or actually you can just use the plus equal, and then we can print there are odd count odd numbers. And you can see because this is under the else, it will print more than one time, because maybe we execute this line first. You can see there are one odd numbers, so this is because we have we have 65 and also we have 85. So this is when this is 65, it will output there are one odd number. When this is 85, it will output there are two odd numbers. We can just add something here. This will be more clear. You can see when this is 65, it will add 1, and this is 85, this will add to 2. So at last, this will also output the even count numbers, and there are 3 even numbers. We can not just look through the list, we can look through the string. For example, we have the hello world is word, and we can see for letter in hello world, we can print letter. So you can see we have X, E, L, L, O, and then we have the space. So we have the space here, and then we have W, O, R, L, D. And this is how to look through the string. And we can also look through the tuples. So you can see there are no difference at this case. This just like look through the list. We have apple, banana, and orange. So if you have this tuple unpacking, which means the tuple inside the list, and for example, we can look through the list, and you can also imagine we can output 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. And if we just like destructure it to A and B, so it will mapping it. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 2, and so on. So you will see it has the first and then the third time is 5, 6. And we can also do this like here, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. But since we just want to output the middle one, we just want to output the 2, 5, and also the 8. So we just want to print the B here. So we can just like this, we can print the 2, 5, and 8. At last, we can also look through the dictionaries. For example, we have dict1, color red, fruit banana. The animal is equal to elephant. And then we can look through the dictionary. And just like the previous one, you look through the list, string, and also the tuple. We can have the key. We just have the key, food, color, food, and animal. And actually, if you want to also get the value red, banana, and elephants, you can use the dict1.items. Then you will also have the tuples, the color red, fruit, banana, and also the animal. And you can compare this if you want to look through the tuples in the list. So it will become, you have to use the key value pairs. So you will get the key is color, the value is red. But since you just want to, if you want to print out the values only, you can just print values. But if you want to print out the key only, you can just print the keys. And there is more easy way to output the keys is to use the dict1.keys. Then you will just output the keys, And if you just want to get the values, you just use dict1.values. So which means that if you want to get the key and also the values, then you have to use the dict1.items. But if you just want to output the keys, then you use the .keys functions. And if you want to output the values, you just need to use the .values functions.